College football week 2, NFL week 1, the year of the gambler, death, taxes, and parlays. It's a money pot thing. Love that Bob. Love that Bob. Welcome everybody back to a new lunch live special of the Money Pot Betting Show. I am the host. I'm the CEO. They call me Moss Money. And I got my guy out on the streets, my man, Be Humble himself, the killer of teasers. What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
Hey,
Obviously, I'm out
man.
here in the streets in the car. Got a different background,
Yeah, you're all
but
good.
I'm
Man,
here, man. A little
you got
12
the
o'clock.
button up with the bright colors. I like it, man.
Yeah,
All we need is a golf shirt with the Money Pot emblem on it, and then we good.
and a haircut. I'll be straight.
Facts. So you see, I got my hat on.
Yeah,
I got the hat on it. That's not
yeah,
branding.
man. Praise
That's
coming in crazy.
crazy. Looking like a Corvette up top. I mean, a convertible up top. But I said it before: death, taxes, and parlays. Man, check out some new merch coming.
Yeah, I like that.
We doing things, man. I'm telling you, the shirts are getting crazy. The website is going to be coming along the way. So make sure you guys look out for that. And if you're new to the show, if you're just watching the show for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like to win money and bet on sports. Like I said, football season is here. First game up tonight is the Thursday night game. We will talk about that later. If you want some bets, make sure you stay tuned for that. But what we do here is we want to give out our first best picks and best bets of the day. We're going to go back and forth. We got 2 college from Be Humble and from myself, and 2 NFL games, and then we're going to get everybody back onto the office day. But right now, let's bring up the handy dandy sports book. I've been using kind of mixing back and forth with ESPN and DraftKings, but let's go to DraftKings because that's what we typically use anyway. Let's bring it up real quick, man. And if y'all didn't see last week's picks, run it. You
Fire.
know what I mean? Run it. Run it.
He was on fire.
Run it. Mm. Oh, we just open up right to it, huh? I guess I'll start it off.
Mm,
Right? My first best bet of the day is going to be a 2-leg parlay. Now, this is a
okay,
later game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember when this Maryland game
I
is.
believe so.
Uh, I believe so. Yeah. I forget what time. Let me see if I can make sure I know what time it is. I think it's a 3:30 game. So, let me bring up real quick the schedule. But anyway, while I'm looking for that, I'll talk through it. Right now, Maryland is minus 9.5. Totals 44, minus 355. Now, Michigan State. Now, Michigan State didn't really show me nothing last week. Their quarterback was talking big, heavy stuff about how, bet the over. They're going to put up a lot of points, and they put up 16 points. This offense is anemic. I think Maryland has a underrated defense. Even though they blew out the team that they were supposed to blow out, they have a new quarterback who came in. I think he was from the transfer portal. His name is kind of losing me right now, but I think this is going to be a blowout, bro. I really do. I like it straight, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tease this game just to get me to win, get under the key number of 3 before this line gets to 10. It's in obviously Maryland.
These are
Maryland's
not
won the
parlay.
last 2 matchups. Huh? What'd you say?
So teas are not a parlay. You had opened up with a parlay. You said.
Yeah, this
I
is a
believe you said you
teaser.
had a
This is a
parlay.
2-leg. This is
So
gonna be
no,
a
so it's a
2-week.
teaser. Okay,
Yeah, it's a teaser. I'm sorry. Did I say parlay?
okay.
parlays on the brain. My bad. It is a 3:30 game.
Yeah, that's all good.
Maryland's won both games back to back. Now, obviously, you had two as a little brother there, so a little bit different. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. I mean, I know they beat the dog shit out of UConn 50-7, but they put up numbers
Mhm.
and they pretty much stopped UConn in its tracks. I mean, listen to these numbers. UConn's quarterback went 8 for 16, 149 yards, 7 carries for 34 yards. So this defense, I think, is a little bit underrated to be able to do that to another 1A school. Now I know you kind of ain't been shit for a long time, but still, they put their foot to the gas and they will put their foot to the gas or put their foots on their throats, and they did not let up. I don't see any difference here against Michigan State. First leg of my parlay, give me Maryland minus the 2.5 with a 7-leg parlay. And then we're going to go
Okay.
right back to the earlier games. And I said this on Twitter. Penn State looks for real. Like Penn State looks dangerous. And I am shocked that they're 20-1 to win the whole thing, to be honest.
Mm.
I think Penn State at 20-1 to win the national championship is a really, really good bet. I watched that whole Penn State game last week. They were dominant. They look fast. They look good on both sides of the ball. But give me Penn State versus Bowling Green. I'm not sure Bowling Green's going to score in opening day at Happy Valley. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to score. It's a tough place to play. Right now, you get those points there with a 2-leg parlay. I'm taking and buying the 7 points, even though it's super, super juicy. I want to say pause, but no, not really. Minus the 140. You get me minus 2.5. You get me under 30 points for Penn State. Like I said, I don't think Bowling Green's going to score, and I don't think Michigan State can score with Maryland. I think that's an easy play here. Like I said, you are going to pay for it because it's almost minus 140, which I really don't like. But man, I like these teams. If you like a 2-leg parlay with this as well, I don't mind it in either at plus 267. I would maybe try to get this line down, but I really like both these plays. I'm doing the teaser. Give me the minus 140. Lock me in, bro.
And what's the points you're getting for Penn State there?
28.5. They're gonna beat them boys by 30.
Okay.
They're gonna walk them down, bro. They're gonna walk
nice.
you know what I mean?
Penn State did look good.
They look real good, bro. They look real good. And they even really get the running game together.
Right. I mean, Singletary back there toting the rock. I mean, he's been pretty good for a few years now. And I mean, Franklin, the biggest key with the Penn State is he's not good against high ranked teams. I think top 10 teams, he's maybe 1 or 0 for like some crazy numbers. So
that changes this year.
See what happens when we get deeper in the season. I hope it does.
Yeah, when see Ohio State.
I'm a Penn State guy, Penn State fan. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, what you got for me, bro?
I like it though. For sure. We'll start with an easy one, man. I'm just going to fade the worst team in NCAA right now. And unfortunately, that team,
Colorado,
as the new report rankings came out this week, I said the worst team. The worst team, unfortunately, is a place where we reside in good old Philadelphia, a school they call Temple University. And I'm going to fade the worst team, which I kind of thought was going to happen. I don't think they're going to have more than probably maybe 1 win this season. They're playing Navy. Navy's coming to Philadelphia, or I believe they might be at home. I gotta check again.
Navy.
It's gonna be Navy. I think Navy's right now. It's at Navy, so it's gonna be at Navy. Minus 12. I got yesterday. I think the point moved up to 13. So you're looking at 2 touchdowns. I don't think that's gonna be an issue. I think it's gonna be tough for Temple to compete in this game, especially away. A lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Pageantry, is that the word I'm looking for? With Navy, a lot of colors going to be out there, a lot of hype. First home game, and I just think Temple don't have anything on offense. They're not going to be able to move the football. They're a very young team, so it's unfortunate you're catching Temple this young and youthful time period, but they're going to be taking advantage of. We got to worry about this offense. Option. That's very, very tough. You're not stopped up front. You're not going to be able to stop the triple option. I think Navy will be able to put up points, so you can look at Navy to cover the spread at 13 if you can get it at 13. I like it up to two touchdowns. I wouldn't go over 14, but I like the 2 touchdown lead. It could be probably like a 48 to possibly 21, but I just can't see Temple scoring much. So give me Navy
I
outright
like him.
at that spread up to 2 touchdowns. If you want to look at Navy to score first, or if you want to look at Navy first quarter, is also an opportunity. And also, you can look at Navy team total. So I'm really on Navy here. They handled their business last week. I think they already put up 42 points last week. So they're kind of getting back in their groove. Temple's going to struggle to score the football. They're going to struggle. So that's my play. That's my first play for college.
I like it. I like that one a lot. I didn't even think about looking at that game with Temple. I forgot Temple was trash. Unfortunately.
Beyond,
Um,
beyond. They're
yeah,
actually they're actually ranked the worst team in college football. Of
that's crazy.
138 teams, I think 134 teams. They're the last. They're behind Kennesaw State. Who's the first year? I think is this year.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I got my second best bet here right in front of us, and I'm telling you, man,
Let's hear it.
I am on the train of this Penn State team. I am on the train of this
You back to Penn State again?
I'm back to Penn
Jeez.
State. I am back to Penn
Okay.
State, man. Bowling Green, they might know, but they're gonna find out. Like, make an argument that Penn State's not one of the best top 3 teams in the nation. You know what I mean?
Top three.
I don't see how you top 3. I think they should be top 3.
I mean, it's week
A
one.
lot of people have West Virginia
I'm
winning
gonna give it
that
some
game.
time.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, because I think they
But
were.
I understand what Penn
They're
State's done to
putting
people before.
the first week and going into Morgantown. It's a tough place to play in Morgantown. That's not an easy. That was not an easy win. Although they made it look easy, they had the rain delay for 2.5 hours, and they came right out doing it there. They look real good. I'm saying I'm not going to rank these teams so high right now. Besides, the only team I know that's dominant, and that's Georgia. Georgia is on a different level right now. Week one than I've seen all TV this week. That last weekend, Penn State looked close. So if you want to say top 5, I'll say top 5. But I got to see a little bit more from Penn State. I hate that you get behind Penn State and they always give you that 1 L or 2 Ls, and then they just what I mean. So I'm gonna be patient with Penn State. They look
Yeah,
good. They got
I
a
think
good
that's
run
what the
game.
fear is.
Quarterback, right?
Yep.
Quarterback looks good. Defense looks solid. We know they're gonna have they're gonna have a top 10 defense, top 5 defense in the country. That's gonna carry them. So we'll see, man. I do like your play. I love Penn State here. One thing you do know, Penn State is a spread chaser, so they will put up the points to cover the spread. That's one thing Franklin and his team does. I've seen it multiple times last year. I'm assuming they're going to look to cover that spread. So they are a good team to back with the spread, especially a team like this against Bowling Green. I think they'll cover. So I like where you are.
So right now on DraftKings, I
If
see
they're
that
short a
21.
touchdown before,
What's that?
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, okay. No, so right now on DraftKings, and I just because I put this bet on ESPN, my bet was not Penn State game. It was first half. Like I said, I don't think Bowling Green is going to score. I'm not sure if they're going to score in this game, right? And if they do score, it's going to be a garbage touchdown at the end. They're in prevent defense. They're keeping things in front of them. But I just don't know if they're going to score in this game. Now, the line completely changed, bro. Let me see if I can show you the bet that I put in here. Let me see if that comes up. Does that come up? See that's 20.5. Right?
You got it underneath the 21. Yep.
Yeah, I got it underneath the 21.5. And the 21.5 right now, that's a tough bet for me to say to back because it's not a good number. It's not a good number, even though I don't think that.
So explain that to our people, like why it's such a dramatic change. Why you took it at 20 and won't take it at 21.5.
So the reason why I won't take it at 21 because it's over the key number of 21. Like the games are 7 a touchdown 7 points. Well, 6 plus the extra point. So once you get through the key numbers where typical numbers fall on, then you kind of take another a step back and think a look about the game flow of this game. Is Penn State going to score on multiple possessions in the first half? Is Bowling Green going to try to keep Penn State off the field and try to the clock, which I don't think they can because Penn State's defense, their rushing defense last year was top 2 in the nation. This year, it's just the same for what it looks like. And it is not like Bowling Green is some powerhouse power run team that can just run the ball right down Penn State's throat. So the question is, you got to ask yourself in the first half, is Penn State going to have enough scoring possessions to score more than 21 points? And does Bowling Green do some trick play in the beginning, get themselves in field goal position, and then score like a field goal where it kind of catches you, for that with that first half bet. That's crazy that a half went a full point overnight. Went a full point overnight. So I would lean more Penn State game than I would the first half at this point. Because I think, like I said, I think Penn State's going to blow them out 40 to maybe like 3, 40 to 6, which won't give you cover because the covered line is now 35.5. So this actually is a no bet for me. I'm going to have to take this bet off for people to bet because it's not the line that you want.
Now, do you want to look at maybe look at the team totals and the team totals first half? Maybe that might be a little opportunity there.
Okay. Let me take a look. See, I don't even think. Where would it be? I think it would be. Let's go to popular real quick. See what the one thing I do like about ESPN is that they don't give you that kind of like range of total points. You see how they give you a range? ESPN bets actually, let me share ESPN bets. ESPN bets does a little bit better job of that. So always shop around too. Shop around and see if you can get the better of the number with some of these games. Let's see, game prompts. Right, so here it is. Like ESPN gives you just the line where it's set at, and it's 42.5, and Bowling Green's at 6.5. So that tells you right there.
What about the first half?
First half. They're not giving me first half total points. Just total points in total. They give you the first half total points is over 24.5 at -170, and then it's sitting at 127.5 minus 120.
Okay.
So this first half total tells me, because Penn State's favored so heavily, I got the best of the line because they're going to score 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State at least is going to score 21 points because look at the over 24.5. It's at -170. You got to pay a lot for them to score. So, it's possible that Penn State scores 28, right? But do they cover? Because then do you get a touchdown, right? Which kind of covers you. Actually, no, it doesn't cover you because it's 21.5 and you get caught by the hook. And the hook is crucial.
And look at first quarter lines. Let's look at first quarter.
I don't think they have first quarter for this one. Not at least posted on these books. Let me look at first quarter spread on DraftKings.
Should be
is 7.5, -7.5. It's Penn State.
So 2 scores. So say 14-0, 10-0.
Yeah, exactly.
And then what's the totals there? 13.5 or something like that?
No, 10.5.
10.5. So they're saying that Bowling Green will not score in the first quarter, and it's going to be up to Penn State to score twice. What did Penn State do yesterday against West Virginia? They scored twice in the first quarter?
Let me check. I think they did. I think was it like 17 something
in the first quarter?
No. I'm thinking the first half. But let me pull up that Penn State game.
I mean, a
because they
good
won
thing here is that
34-12, but it was an easy 34-12. It wasn't
yeah,
even a sweat.
the one thing here is
They
that they got
scored. Yeah, they didn't score in the first quarter. They scored all 20 points in the second
yeah.
quarter.
Okay, so that's why the line is at 7.5. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, so it's gonna be no bet for you off the 21 and a
Yeah, no,
half.
I can't.
But
I
if you
don't want
can
to give
find
out
it,
that 21 and a half.
but if you can find for the
Yeah, off
listeners, if
that.
the listeners can find a 20 and a half, they shop around, find a 20 and a half, then you're saying
Oh,
take that.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
okay, cool. All right,
Cool.
let me know if you're ready
All
for
right, what
me.
you got for me? Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna go with a two-team teaser. We'll keep it
Okay.
simple. I'm fading Colorado, as you know. We're going to take
Yeah. I
Nebraska
figured you were
from a
to
7-point favorite. We're going to tease them down
win the
to a
game.
pick. Hopefully, it's still there to pick.
It should be. Colorado is one of those teams that is going to still get public money. So um they're always going to get the benefit of the doubt where that line is not
Uh-huh.
going to be too much. But yeah, go ahead.
7.5. So 7.5. So we'll get that down to pretty much a pick or half a point. There's two
It's a
teams
revenge,
this year
it's a
that I
revenge
said
game too.
right. There's two
Yeah.
teams that I said that was going to have a different type of season. It was Hawaii and Nebraska. Those are the my two dogs. That's been really kind of rough, having rough years. I think they turn a season around. They program around. Timmy Chang out there in Hawaii, they had a rough one against UCLA. They dominated the whole game. They're just not there yet. Obviously playing UCLA. Um, I think they'll have, I think they'll be a bowl game, a bowl team, as far as making a bowl. And then
Mhm.
Nebraska, I think Nebraska's going to surprise a lot of people in the Big Ten. Um, they're a team to watch out for. Raiola, I believe, is the quarterback there. I think he's like baby Patrick Mahomes. He looks like Patrick Mahomes, body shaped like Patrick Mahomes. He wears number 15. Although they say the number 15 represents Tim Tebow, but he looks like Patrick Mahomes. I think there's pictures going around of him wearing the sunglasses like Patrick and walking to class and stuff like that. So he plays the part. He has a great delivery of the football. He kind of has that little sidearm flare back kind of throw like Patrick. He looked good out there last week. I really like what I've seen out of Nebraska and Colorado. They they're just not a good team yet. They still soft up front. Their defensive line is not good right now. Last week their star players had solid games like Shador Sanders, Travis Hunter, great players. Joe Horn Jr., great players. I think they're going to do what they're going to do. But I think Shador still got hit a lot, right? You're going up a level in play now when you're playing Nebraska. They're going to get
Yep.
after you. You said it's a revenge spot for Nebraska, which it is, and they don't
At
have that
Nebraska too.
inconsistency at the quarterback position that they had last year. They have their quarterback now, right? So now coach can now coach up the defense like he wants to kind of shape it like how Temple was. I think they're going to get after. I think Nebraska covers the spread ultimately, but I'm going to be safe and take it in a teaser. And we're going to marry that with a big game out there in the big house in Michigan. When you see Michigan an underdog by a touchdown,
In
that's
Michigan.
huge to me. At Michigan, give me Texas to a money line, and I'm going to take Texas and Nebraska this week in a teaser. Texas is tough, man. Yours going to throw that
Yeah,
ball,
they
sling
are.
that rock up and down the field. I know it's going to be a
Yep.
big, big moment for them in Michigan, but Texas is no slouch to any big games. Obviously, they play a lot of big games, and they step up in big time moments. They did it last year. I think they had a big game against. Oh shit! It was an opening game. Was it Notre Dame? I think it was Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was
They
Notre
blew the
Dame.
brakes off
Yep.
Notre Dame early in that season. I think they do the same thing here. Michigan's on a little bit of a turnover. New quarterback, new running backs. They're pretty solid on the defensive side of the ball, but I think Texas is going to be able to spread the ball out and force action on the offensive side and make Michigan a little bit uncomfortable. I think Michigan will have a hard time keeping up with the scoring. So give me Nebraska at a pick and Texas at a pick. This will be a 2 to 3 unit play for me. That's pretty much what I got for college. And I'm not going to do a lot of action in college. College, you still got these inflated numbers, these big
Correct.
good teams or tough teams playing these smaller teams or younger teams. So I'm going to keep it small. These are going to be more of a 2 unit, 3 unit play there. And just for a bonus, just for a little fun, little sprinkle for a parlay,
Uh-oh.
we're going to do a um, a 3 team parlay. We're taking
Go ahead.
Missouri to cover the line. Missouri minus 34 versus both Buffalo. Y'all know I love Missouri. Been on Missouri since last year. I'm going to
Mizzou.
continue to follow that train. Give me Missouri minus 34 against Buffalo. Give me Notre Dame first half against NIU. That's Northern Illinois. I think that first half line will be 17. And then I'm going to follow Georgia Tech. This is my only shaky one here, but I needed a short line. Give me Georgia Tech minus 3 versus Syracuse. Syracuse look good. Kyle McCord now transferred out of Ohio State at Syracuse. They like him at Syracuse. Obviously, I think the system there for him fits him. He has history with the coaches. That's why he chose Syracuse. Um, should be a tough game, but I think Georgia Tech is just a little bit better. They just look real
Mm-hmm.
good against Florida State, although Florida State looked like shit last week.
Yeah, I was
But
about
they
to
just
say.
looked like they looked like they had the energy. It looked like they were confident in running the football. I think they're going to be scrappy. Give me Georgia Tech here at the money line spot playing Q's.
Oh, you want the money line. I was going to ask that. Do you want the money line on Georgia Tech? I
Yeah, I'll
would
take
think
the
you
money line.
would. Yeah, that
Yep.
makes a lot more sense.
Since it's a
Uh,
parlay.
yeah, let me put it together. Right now, that is paying almost 5-1. That's a
I
really good
like it.
bet, bro. Yeah,
Yep.
5-1. Notre Dame first half minus 16.5. Missouri
That's perfect.
minus.
That 16 and a half is huge for me.
Yeah, huge. Yeah. Um, Missouri minus 34.5, and then Georgia Tech money line. Yeah, I got to see that game, that Georgia Tech game. I'm not too sure about that. I didn't get a chance. I saw Georgia Tech play Florida State because we had money on Georgia Tech, but I didn't see Syracuse play outside of highlights, so I don't know where
Mhm.
they are just yet. Um, so I love those bets. I think we got some winners here. Sticking to what we know, sticking to what makes sense. Love your teaser with Michigan and Nebraska to win outright. That's almost like an easy call, I think. Too good to be true. Right there on the line. I was looking at this Iowa under, but messing
Mhm.
around, Iowa had what, like 40,
Put up
45
points. Yeah.
points.
They
Yeah,
put up
last week.
points.
Yeah, they put up points last week. So I might stay away. And then I was looking at that Utah game too. Utah is, with Cam Rising back there at quarterback, they're a dangerous team. So
They
those are
are.
some of my.
Baylor and Utah though, they always go down to the wire. They nip and tuck. So that's one thing. I
Yeah.
did look at the Utah game. I thought the spread was good. Cam Rising is back. Cam Rising will be a pro. Not sure where he will go, but he'll be one of
Hmm.
the top quarterbacks this year. He's had suffered a lot of injuries over his career. But I think that the Baylor and Utah game has always been tight if you look at their history. So that's one reason why I stayed away from that game too. I just thought the line was a little bit too much, and I didn't see anything but Baylor yet. So I gotta kind of look that up.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Those are the best bets for college football. So let's switch it up. Get everything done within the lunch hour to get these bets out here. Let's go to NFL, baby. This is where really I mean, both of them is the bread and butter. To be honest with you, we kill them on both. So I will go first. Friday night. Look at this line. This line is dropping. It was at 3. Now it's at -2 for your Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers out in Brazil. I gave this bet out last night. If you want to check out some of our bets from this game, go ahead and make sure you go to Money Pot Betting. Just put in Money Pot, all one word, on YouTube. Hit the subscribe while you're in there and look at gambling nights from last night of our bets. But I'm not deviating from where I was. Saquon Barkley has averaged over 3 catches against the Green Bay Packers in his career. I love this line. They're going to get Barkley the ball, whether he's running or passing. Give me over 2.5 receptions for Saquon Barkley. Absolutely love this bet. I don't think they're just going to sit back and hand the ball off to Barkley 25 times, unless he's running wild. But I think Kellen Moore's offense is about Hurts getting the ball out quickly. If he doesn't see it open, he's going to drop it down to Barkley. I see a lot of little dump off passes to Barkley just as they get the flow of the offense. Give me over 2.5 for Saquon Barkley receptions.
Yeah, I really love that play. I think that's a money play. I think you can go as high as you want with that play. That'll definitely be a multi-unit play for me. I think I agree with you. I think it's early on in the season. I think they didn't have a preseason, so it's gonna be probably like a lot of little safe checkdowns of
Yep.
getting Jalen Hurts' eyes ready for what he should be seeing for the season. So safe bet is to get these little drop downs. It'd be interesting to even see how week one was last year with the Eagles and see how the what the what I was thinking Miles Sanders, but what DeAndre Swift did in the backfield, like how many catches he had, because that could be a really good telltale sign too. That you look or feel comfortable that 2.5 is money, but at minus 120, I like it even with that month with that little bit of juice. I really like that play.
Yeah. That's where I think that's a money play. And then when they were on the field in the same time, you already saw it in the preseason. Little dump offs. Get the ball out of his hands quick. You don't see it. What I mean? Put your guys in space. Let them do work. So um, you know, Barkley's gonna be on the field a lot. I don't think he's on a snap count. So this is a big game. But yeah, that's my first best bet for NFL. What you got, bro?
Yeah, we'll stay in that same game Friday night, man.
Okay,
Obviously, go
let's go.
Birds. I think the Philadelphia Eagles will win this game. I think they'll come out stronger in the second half and be able to kind of close the game out and give Packers a little bit of a fit. But I'm gonna take the Packers in the first quarter. It should be
Mm,
plus point 0.5. What does plus point 0.5 mean? It means I think for me, we've had this conversation in previous podcasts. Um, I think the Eagles will come out slow. I think they didn't have no preseason. Didn't have no reps during any type of game in the preseason, and you got a lot of new pieces. You got a new center. That's one of the most important positions on the football field is the center. You got a new center that's that's changed in I don't know what 10 years, 12 years. I think Kelsey been was an Eagle at the center position. So you're moving changes there. So the snap count, hearing things in a different
actions.
environment, make sure he gets the line set up and the blocking scheme set up. That's
Yep.
all on the center position. They had no practice in the preseason. Jalen Hurts, last time I saw him, we lost 6 straight games. And he didn't look good at all. And we got bounced out the playoffs. Um, and then you're adding a new offensive coordinator. So hearing through the helmet, making sure you get checks right, make sure you're hearing things right. For me, all that stuff is preparation that should have been done during the preseason. Anytime I see Patrick Mahomes of any quarterback that's playing in the preseason and playing full series, I think almost a whole quarter, he's out there, and we got the nerve not to be out there and put Jalen Hurts out there. Don't tell me about no goddamn injuries. I don't give a shit about no injuries. I want him to be prepped. Jalen Hurts is one of the strongest people in the football league. Like, what are we talking about? So anyway,
Yeah.
give me the Packers first quarter because I think they're going to be ready to play. I think even if it's 0-0, 7-7, 3-3, we still win on that first quarter. So make sure you try to get on the plus side before this line change and flip and be a damn pick 'em come kickoff. Because that's what it looked like it's tailing down to. So give me Green Bay first quarter. That will be a multi-unit play there also.
Are you worried about the minus 142? Pretty juicy.
I mean, it is juicy. But even if you want to get down, if you want to go down to a pick, right? You might be able to
Yeah.
get it down to the pick. I know they give you that option. If not, I mean, I'm still taking it. Or if you want to wait for that line to become a pick, that's probably where it's heading right now. That's why the juice is so high at 142.
Hmm.
By kickoff, you can probably get at the pick. I think it's still a safe bet because then a tie pushes versus a win. I think they're going to be ahead. I think they'll be ahead 3-0, maybe 7-3, something like that. I think they're going to have a good first series against our defense that you say you don't like, right? You think you're not going to get pressure on Jordan Love because you said you don't like our defensive line. So that
Nope.
means that he's going to be able to get up and down the field, and we're going to be able to run the ball with Jacobs back there. We know Jacobs is happy now, got paid, and you ain't got no worry about no weather. Maybe rain. I don't know if it's going to be rain or not, but it's not going to be cold. It's going to be great football weather. Give me the Packers first quarter. That's going to be one of my main bets.
Yeah, I like. I mean, I like it, and I like this bet too. I was looking at it too. It wouldn't surprise me opening drive, Green Bay, they get the ball and they go down and score. Right, over 3.5 at plus 110 total points. I think Green Bay scores in the first quarter. Score a touchdown in the first quarter. Um, they
Yep.
are a solid team, up and down, offense, defense. And now the only question is that they did change defensive coordinators again. And it's been like I think the second or third defensive coordinator they've had in the last 4 years. So, but that doesn't affect their offense. Really, their offense is back, all healthy. Receivers are back.
All
Um,
healthy. Yep.
all offensive line in check, and they got a bell cow and a running back. So this is a lean for me here. I will be
Yep.
adding this to the ticket, but give me over 3.5 at plus 110. I like plus points. First quarter, I think they score a touchdown. All right. So for my second best bet and my last best bet of the day for NFL football, as long as it comes up here. There we go.
And then mind you, real quick while you're looking for it, mind you, new rules now, kickoff rules are different. So there might be even more opportunity now for balls to be returned. Obviously, more kickoffs will be returned. That's the goal. So you might get starting position, might be even a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like small nuances and changes are very key. Same thing with college football. If you want to start looking at second quarter scoring right now, right? You got
Mm-hmm.
to added 2 minute warning now in college football. That's huge in college football because not only do they get the first down stoppage of the clock until the ball is set, they now get a 2 minute warning. That's a free timeout plus their timeouts. That's key. And I guarantee if you start looking at second quarter and fourth quarter lines, you're going to probably see an increase in scoring in those second quarters. Just take it. I haven't even took the look. I'm just going to guesstimate that that's what's happening. If you start taking a look just this past first week and seeing what the second quarter scoring were and the fourth quarter scoring in college football and see what that difference was, I'm sure you're going to see a difference. So small nuances and changes. That 2 minute warning I hate in college. I don't think it's necessary, especially when you got stoppage at clock with the first down. But you know, it is what it is. And also another big change. I think they call it. I forgot the kid's name from Michigan. They call it that rule where they now college football has the green helmet. So that means that
Oh yeah,
coordination of offensive play calling is coming through their headset, through the helmet, and not like it used to be. We used to always see all the signs on the sideline
yeah,
and all that stuff. So since there was a big legality on sign stealing, they changed and allowed them to have heads. Whatchamacallits. What's happening also too that some of these stadiums aren't prepared for that. So sometimes they're having technical issues, and what happens is they have technical issues with their headsets that no team can use headsets unless they everybody can hear it. And some guys are now getting away from the play calling on the side and all that stuff, and they're moving to the headset and coming to a game. And they're like, "Oh shit! Well, what you mean?" So still some bumps and bruises to get through, but there's some new changes in college football that you might want to be aware of.
yeah, yeah. Good info and good info. For my second best bet, man, we're going to the dirty. Give me ATL, baby. Give me
Dirty, dirty.
ATL, Shawty.
Mm.
I'm not a believer in Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They didn't get Brandon Ayuk that they needed. This offense is going to be dull. It's excitement down in Atlanta. I don't really love the hook, but I like what Atlanta is doing. I think Kirk Cousins is going to be the messiah of the regular season, like he always is. He's going to be good and looks really good in the regular season. Obviously, fizzles out when they get to the playoffs. But hey, man, this Atlanta team has got some players. They got some players, and it all starts with Bijan Robinson. Unfortunately, they had some issues with receiver. No, did he was he there? Was Rondé Moore there, or did he leave there? I think he left. I thought Rondé Moore came, but he got hurt. But Drake London is going to
Yeah,
take
you
a
got hurt.
step forward. Kyle Pitts is going to take a step forward. The offensive line that we did on one of our shows, I'm real, Jake Matthews, Chris Lindstrom, all dogs, Grady Jarrett, Judon is over there, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, Justin Simmons. Like they got a team over there. And don't forget about Young Ho Ko, the kicker. You know what I mean?
With the leg, with the
Out
leg.
there in Atlanta. Young Ho. Shout out to Young Ho. Um, I think this team is a lot better. Pittsburgh doesn't even know who their quarterback is. They're just going with the vet right now. Give me Atlanta, man. I think Atlanta wins this game pretty easily. I wouldn't surprise me if this game is like 24-17. I think Russell is like I thought Russell had a decent year last year, but there were some things that came out about Russell Wilson that I didn't like. Kind of putting himself above the team and stuff with some of the theatrics that we heard about his office next to the coaches and et cetera, being away from the team. So give me Atlanta Falcons, man, minus 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why you go there. Obviously, all the things you said about Atlanta. This for me was just a watch and see. I just got to make sure I see it. When I seen Kurt in the third preseason game, fourth preseason game, he looked a little shaky, a little rusty. Maybe that transfers over to this game potentially. So, and then Mike Tomlin, he has a way to somehow be relevant with amongst a bunch of crap.
Mm-hmm.
So you gave him Russell Wilson, which I know you don't believe, and I don't believe in Russell Wilson either. And but I think he's
This
he's still
this team is
doable.
this
But
team
I
is
don't know.
better with going with Fields. I think they're just going to be more
Yeah,
dynamic when he's back there.
but it's something that they saw in practice at the end of the day. I do play as a stay away from me. I
Uh,
gotta watch both these teams. I don't mind it at all for sure.
yeah. All right, bro. Take us home, man. What you got as your second best bet for
Yeah.
NFL if you have one?
So I'm gonna go with a teaser, man. I'm gonna finish off with a teaser. I think Cincinnati right now playing New England. Um, come on
Chase
now,
is
we gotta
back
talk
from
about New
what I
England.
yeah, Chase is back
Chase
practicing.
is back at practice. Cincinnati's back. You got Joe Burrow with the blonde hair, ready to, what I'm saying, get his thing going. That line is at -8.5. Let me tease it down to 1.5. We'll take that win over New England, who's in a rebuild. Obviously, they're not even starting their rookie quarterback and Drake May. You're gonna let him sit back, which is a good opportunity. You know who your team is, right? Hopefully, it
Yep.
buys time for Mayo at the new head coach that he can, he has a trust that he'll be able to take these opportunities and let Drake get a feeling of the NFL from a backseat perspective, and let the vet and Jacoby Brissett be a quarterback. But they're still gonna be shitty. So at the end of
This
the
is fact.
day, give me Cincinnati going down to almost a win. And I'm going to take Buffalo here at home against Arizona. Line is -6.5. I think Buffalo stays on the horse. A lot more responsibility is going to be on the shoulder of Josh Allen. Obviously, he lost Stephon Diggs, but they got some other guys there. A young kid out of Florida State and Keon Coleman is going to be able to be a big help for them offensively. The run game is going to be there. Defense is going to be back. Like they got hit hard last year with the injury bug. These guys are going to be coming back and healthy. So I think they'll represent at home. My Arizona, I think, is still just young. Yeah, you got Marvin Harrison Jr. Is he going to have an impact in that game? Probably, potentially. You still got to worry about the dynamic ability of scrambling out the pocket and Murray. But the Arizona team is just not good. You can't name me another player besides Connor that's on that team. Early in the season, give me Buffalo at Buffalo. You got to travel across the country to get there. A big, loud environment. I believe it's a day game, so they're gonna be jumping off tables. So give me Buffalo and a teaser -6.5. That brings them down to a pick. That's gonna be Cincinnati and Buffalo, two-team teaser for 2 units. And
I
then I'm gonna
like
give
it.
you one more bonus, and we can get up out of here. I know we're running up on time. One more bonus is a three-team 10-point teaser. You guys know I love my three-team 10-pointers.
Yeah,
These are
you
going to be a
do.
team totals. I'm sorry, not a team total, a game totals teaser. We're taking
Okay.
Philadelphia Green Bay. The line is at 49.5 at right now. We're going to take it down to 39.5 and go over. I think
Yep.
both
I
teams
like
will
that
kind of
one.
get their rhythm and score. We're going to take Miami, Jacksonville. That line is set at 48.5. We're going to bring that down and go over 38.5. We know Miami likes to fly that ball around, especially early on in the season. They start putting up points. I think Jacksonville will be able to put up points also. Give me over 38.5. And then we're gonna go on a late game on Jets versus San Fran. I believe that's a Monday night game. We're
Yes,
gonna
sir.
take that up to 53.5, and we're gonna go under 53.5. I think that's gonna be a defensive battle. Um, both teams are defensively strong, and I think it'll be a tight football game. I don't think it gets. I think maybe one team may get into the 20s. I think it'll be a tight nip and tuck type game. Give me probably like a 24-17 ish type of final. So I like him under 53.5. That's be my 3-team 10-point teaser for one
Yeah,
unit.
you love those 10-point teasers, man. Gotta love them. There's the number
Yep.
right there on the right. If you guys can check that out. We got a little bit of time left, about 5 minutes. So before we get out of here, I do want to talk about one Thursday night game real quick for tonight.
Yeah,
And
man.
then if we have more time, a lean that I have. So right now, Thursday night game, Baltimore versus Cincinnati, opening up of the NFL season. Line is -3. Stayed there for the most part, 47.5. Money line is -148. KC, Baltimore plus 124. I would lean Baltimore here on this
Absolutely.
play. I think KC coming off another Super Bowl win, all the festivities and all that has to deal with. They always kind of start off, I think, a little bit slow until they get punched in the mouth, and then you wake up the sleeping giant and the monster that we know in KC and in Arrowhead. I think Baltimore needs to win this game. Absolutely needs to win this game to start off their season the right way. They got a tough schedule ahead of them in the first 5 games we had talked about on another show. But Baltimore absolutely needs to win this game. I like the points. I think Baltimore is going to be ready to play. I also like Derrick Henry to score in this game. Makes a lot of sense to get him in the end zone as well. I think his props are – what was his props real quick? There's team props. Where's player props? Russian props. There we are. I don't think it was that high. I think it was like -120 or maybe even -125 at that point. For him to get into the end zone. So it'll be interesting, this dynamic and what this looks like. And we'll see how that looks. But I don't see it. I don't see his touchdown props. Where's the touchdown props? But yeah, I'll find it and put it up. TD scores. I'm stupid. But yeah, give me Derrick Henry to score. Yeah, -135. That's where it should be. That makes a lot of sense. And I expect Rashee Rice to have a pretty good game. And look out for Xavier Worthy, too. They like that speed back there. This offense is better than what people think, I think, in the Kansas City Chiefs. They got their speed back with Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, and then you got Kelsey and Rashee Rice. They should be favored to win again. And they very might well get back to the bowl. Don't know if they win, but they very might well get to the bowl. But those would be bets I would look at for today. What you got, bro?
Yeah, I like this is obviously a revenge game for Baltimore. They went off they went away from who they were when they played Kansas City in the playoffs last year. I don't know what the hell happened, how they only ran the ball 6 times with their running backs when they were a running football team. So hopefully this is an opportunity for them to kind of set the tone, let them know that we're there or they are there. I like Baltimore here +3. I might get up to a half and go over 3.5, and they
Mm-hmm.
will be in my open teasers. I didn't put these are my money plays that we expressed earlier in the show, but I do have Baltimore +3, 3.5. I'm gonna put them in a teaser also and leave it open. I'm gonna put them in a 10-point teaser, get them over to 13, and then leave it open. I might look to the over to add to that, but that'll be my 2 plays. I also like Zay Flowers to have a good game here also. So look at Zay Flowers to get involved here. He had a big fumble, so I know that's been on his mind since the playoffs. You telling me he ain't ready to get that rock right now against the same team he fucked up against? Give me Zay Flowers to have a big game here. Screen plays, deep ball plays. Um, Give me Zay Flowers to have a big game. So, yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right, so we're gonna stop right there because that's about where we are in terms of our time. I want to thank everybody who joined on the live stream. Got some free bets. Appreciate you guys. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the follow, hit the like button, retweet, wherever you are, to let people know that we are out here trying to teach people how to win at betting and giving out free picks, because right now it is a craziness out there in the betting world, all because of this. You can bet
Mm.
so easily with your cell phone. And some people just think you can walk up and bet just because you bet with your boys and you talk about it with your boys and you know how to bet. It's a different game out here. It's a different beast. People are putting more money into sports betting than they are their actual 401 accounts. So we want to make sure that we lead you guys the right way and show you the right way of how to do this effectively, so you continue to feed your little small gambling addiction a little bit and still pay the bills and keep the lights on. So for myself, I'm Moss Money. That's the homie Be Humble. This is Money Pot Betting. We will see you guys next week. Happy betting, happy hunting. Have a good day, everybody.